Okay, apologies first of all to Ronin Dave for not getting this video up 2 days ago when he came and shot it with me. The video you're about to see in a few minutes. Congratulations to Bobby Judo, just made partner. Woo! Very happy for you, man. Very unhappy for other people, but people who have not tried, you guys should try again. Anyway, before I go into the whole sumo thing with Asashoryu and what happened, which is what we're going to be talking about today, I do have some updates on this. So what I'm about to say at the beginning of this is actually, you should think of it, you know what? I'll just edit, just watch the video. At the very end, I'll have some extra addendums to the whole thing. Hey, it's Give Me a Flake Man and Ronin Dave, and of course Maggie Sensei. Maggie said this is proof that Ronin Dave is a nice guy because Maggie Sensei is so happy to see him every time. Either that or he smells like a big piece of ham. I don't know. But so today Ronin Dave is visiting from Tokyo, right?
Yes.
In a secret location in Tokyo. And you're going off where?
Maybe, hopefully to Shirakawa-go. It's a place where they have old farmhouses from the 19th century.
If anyone's interested in real classic, hey, classic Japan, then Ronin Dave is the channel to check out here on YouTube for classic festivals and all that stuff. But today I've got him here because he didn't know, he was on the bus last night and he didn't hear that Asashoryu retired. And Asashoryu, if you don't know, was the Yokozuna in Japan. Yokozuna is like basically he was Muhammad Ali, well, the champion of nobody's Muhammad, but yeah. He was the champion, the top position. There's two Yokozunas, right?
Yeah, Hakuho is the other one. Hakuho. He became back in 2007.
Hakuho.
Yeah.
And Asashoryu, and we've got two pieces of the puzzle. So I'm gonna we haven't rehearsed this yet. As why would we? But he doesn't know about the scandals. I mentioned the scandals he didn't seem to know. So I'll explain a few of what happened. This is very rough, and I'm sure other people have more information. Jason Argonauts.
Yeah, he's a real big sumo guy.
He's a big sumo guy.
Yeah, he's the.
He's an ex-sumo wrestler. Actually, if you check out his girth, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think it was January 7th or 17th, I forget. But Asashoryu and these guys are monster. He's actually Mongolian.
Yes.
His real name is some bizarre-looking name. You can look it up, but.
So is Hakuho.
They're both Mongolian?
Yeah,
oh
they're both
God.
Mongolian. Yeah.
So 2 or 3 weeks ago, Asashoryu is drunk walking down the street somewhere in Tokyo.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
And he got trashed, and apparently he punched some guy in the face, broke his nose.
That was me.
Right.
No.
And you'd be rich right now.
Yeah.
And then he said his manager did it. Then he said, I can't remember because I was so drunk. And the manager 2 or 3 days ago was saying an interesting word. He said, kuichigai? I forgot his expression. I think it was kuichigai, which is kind of a new Japanese word for me, which means apparently there are differences in our stories. There are differences. There are not exactly misunderstanding, but the information is different. So no one can produce this man with a broken nose, he said. So we should just leave him alone. And of course, everyone is giving Asashoryu shit for this. Everyone's saying, "Hey, you are damaging the dignity of sumo and all this crap." Excuse me. So last night, he died. No, he retired. He retired. So
and I didn't know that.
And he's shocked.
Yeah,
he's shocked. So what are the implications of this?
Well, ever since I got into sumo, Asashoryu has been the Yokozuna for me, and so now it's just like whoa, because I've been following sumo for about maybe 4 or 5 years.
This is he's ranked 3rd in history as having the most number of wins. He's got, I think, 25 wins, 29?
I'm not really sure, but...
He's 29 years old. I believe he's got 25 Emperor's Cups.
Yeah.
So in the top, so he's ranked 3 in all-time history of Yokozuna.
Main thing is, like, between him and Hakuho, they pretty much locked up the Yokozuna. Like, they're almost impossible for anybody else to get in. So now maybe there'll be a chance.
So that's, I guess it's, do you think that you said the Japanese will be happy, or some?
Well, I was just saying, because you got some that, because they're Mongolian, they're not happy. Yeah.
So you think that it's kind of nationalistic, or?
Some people, I mean, but not everybody.
Or patriotic.
Yeah. I just know, I've talked to some people who, I asked them, do you follow sumo? And they said they didn't just because there was no real top rank Japanese.
Oh, really?
There.
They were interviewing people on the street, and if you look on YouTube, you can find. So there's a video I saw last night interviewing people on the street. What do you think? And a lot of people were surprised, and some people were like, "Well, it's better because he was causing a lot of trouble." So if you watch some of those videos, you'll see he's apologizing for the trouble he's caused people.
So he was kind of like the Dennis Rodman of sumo wrestling?
I guess so. I saw one comment saying he's going to go into K1. Is K1 big in the States? Do you guys know what K1 is? It's like
usually you just beat the crap out of each other, isn't it?
Yeah, basically no rules. Akebono, an ex-sumo wrestler, is also... Here's, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but I will. Okay, so one of the things that people are complaining about Asashoryu is that he's damaging the dignity of sumo. What do you know about sumo wrestlers and dignity?
Well, I can say that sumo wrestling itself is actually originally based on a Shinto ritual. So I can kind of understand what they're talking about there, because sumo didn't begin as a sport. It began as a Shinto ritual to appease the gods, and it was often done at special occasions. So I can kind of see that way. It's not like football. Right. Football, there's no religious connotation. Baseball, basketball, boxing, there's nothing religious about it. But Shinto, even today, it definitely has a strong sports-like feel to it. It's still very much in tune with the old Shinto rituals. Because when you go to sumo, you still have some of those same rituals.
Well, women cannot. The actual sumo, the ring the ring is called a dohyo, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
And the women are not allowed to enter the dohyo.
Yeah. Did you hear? There was about a year or two ago, a woman just jumped onto the ring and horrified the sumo people.
And if you go on YouTube, you might be able to find the videos. You can see her foot almost touching, and they pushed her out of the way, right? So it was a big scandal. But here's something else. Apparently, there's a committee of sumo. There's a couple committees that rule over the sumo body, and one of the members this year or last year, a couple of years ago, I'm sorry, became a woman, which I thought was just ridiculous because women are not allowed into the dohyo.
Wait.
And she hates Asashoryu. And I don't remember her name or anything, but...
Wait. He was a he, and now he's...
No. A woman became a member of the committee.
Oh, I thought you said one of the members became a woman.
No.
Okay.
One of the members became a woman? Oh, actually, maybe I did say that.
Yeah, I was thinking...
A woman joined the committee.
Oh, okay.
She was
a woman
somehow
to begin with.
she became a member of the board.
Oh, okay.
And which seemed ridiculous to me because women are not allowed on the dohyo.
Well, but she's just in the committee, right? She's not because the only people that really go into the ring itself is the sumo wrestlers, I guess you say the referee,
and the advertising guys.
Oh yes. Well, actually, if you think about it, the advertising guys, if I recall, I think they walk around the edge. I mean, it's still part of it, but I think they walk around the edge of it.
Good point.
And the guys who do the cleaning.
Right. And the guys with little brooms.
Yeah, and they put the water down, and the judges. Whenever there's a decision where they can't tell who
stepped out first.
Yeah, they'll all gather into the ring itself, and a lot of those guys were former sumo wrestlers themselves.
Right.
But I think people in the committee, they have no reason to actually go onto that into that ring to begin with. It's just so all the people that go onto the ring are people that are actually involved somehow or another.
And there was another case of a woman who was a governor of some prefecture, and often the governor will do some opening ceremony in the ring, but of course they wouldn't let her do it because she's a woman. So I don't know, is that sexist? What do you guys think? Is that sexist?
Well, what's interesting is a lot of religions seem to be against women.
Oh, of course, priests. Catholic, Catholic priests can't be women. Right?
But
Apostle, what's the other one? What's the other religion similar to Catholics? Episcopalians.
Oh, Episcopalians.
Can they have women? They have gays now in the Episcopalian church.
I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
Well, Anglicans, I believe they have, because they had a show called Vicar, where the vicar was a woman.
Oh, really?
That was a popular comedy show.
Where?
In England.
That's a comedy show?
Yeah, where it's a
sounds hilarious.
Vicar, yeah. Tell me, Vicar.
I have to see it.
But I was gonna say, in Buddhism, there were certain places in Japan that women were not allowed to go certain areas, and they've only recently relaxed that.
Check this out. You probably know this, I'm sure. When you're on your period, a woman cannot go through the gates of the.
That's right. Yeah.
Of the tori, the gates of the shrine.
Yeah.
Women are not allowed to pass through the gates. They had to go around.
Yeah. Well, it used to be like this, anyone that had any kind of wound of some sort was not allowed to do that either.
Oh, really?
Because it was all about because Shintoism is all about purification, right? Everything had to be pure, and so a woman on her period menstruating was seen because I guess the blood and everything was seen as impure at that time. So
that's bizarre.
Yeah. But it also meant anyone that had any kind of injury as well, especially a bleeding injury, couldn't.
So like what? Like if you were like stabbed or something?
I guess so. Yeah.
Huh.
But I just remember it's been a while since I read that.
That doesn't happen as often as a period. So.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bizarre stuff. But anyway, back to the dignity of sumo wrestling and all that.
Guys in diapers.
I shouldn't mention. I won't mention his name. But there was a sumo wrestler. I won't mention his name because he's still in Japan. He could come and sit on me. There's an ex-sumo wrestler who used to be. He never got to Yokozuna, I think, but he was way up there. And he was working out at my gym in Nagoya, and I would see him working out. And the girth on this guy was amazing. I'm talking about the part of the body here. It was like like as big as this table that you see here, which is 90 centimeters across.
Wow.
But I had dated a girl there.
I thought you were going to say you dated him.
A long time ago. And we had broken up, but we were still very good friends, which is really rare, and probably because she was Korean. And in the
saying something about Japanese?
In the Japanese culture, once you break up with your girl, you basically never ever talk to them again, and they never talk to you. Usually, it's very rare cases. I don't really keep in touch with. I'm not good friends with ex-girlfriends, but or barely keep in touch. I don't know where they are, basically. If they're dead, I've got an alibi. Anyway, we were good friends, and she and he had gone out, and then he kind of broke her heart. But basically, from what I know, sumo wrestlers are real womanizers.
Oh yeah.
And it's actually encouraged. It's like they're supposed to go out and screw everything they can. You know? It's part of their culture. So I don't is that? I guess that's that's not part of the idea of dignity in Japan. Womanizing is okay, and I guess it's pretty much an international thing. I mean, in the States, everybody knows Kennedy.
It's that virility.
John F. Kennedy was a big womanizer, and the press kept quiet about it. It's kind of a double standard now. Now, though, of course, they jump on any little. Barack Obama looks down at a girl's feet, and suddenly he's checking out a girl's ass, and now he's he's a terrible person. So. Anyway, so that's the only reason I'm pointing this out is that the dignity question is very subjective.
It seems like they're
What's
holding
dignity,
they seem to be holding Asashoryu up to a very high standard. Of course, it doesn't help much when Asashoryu definitely lowers the bar on his own accord, but
he did a bunch of other stuff in the past. For example, he lied about some injury, and then he went to Mongolia and played soccer. And people caught him on film playing soccer when he should have been playing soccer. Things like that.
But I think the stuff that Asashoryu has done is not as damaging as being from America. The things that are celebrities and sports stars.
I know, it's comparatively nothing.
Yeah, and it wasn't like Asashoryu. He didn't have a squeaky clean image anyway. Like the whole God, I hate to bring his name up, but Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods. The whole reason that was so big was because he had such a squeaky clean image, and it was like, oh my God, Tiger Woods. Where if it had been like I mentioned Dennis Rodman, we would have been, par for the course. There would not have been like, Dennis Rodman has an affair with 20 women. We'd just be like,
That's the guy who married himself, right? I think he married himself at a ceremony.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
But in the States, you can go out and you can have like, what's that Michael Vick's guy, right? Dog fighting, went to jail.
Yeah.
He's welcomed back, and he's voted he's voted the most courageous man on the team by his teammates. I mean, completely different set of morals here.
Well, I'll be doggone.
But in Japan, you get drunk and you punch somebody in the nose.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody sues you. Nobody gets mad, but you got to retire.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're saying like he's retiring now because of this? Like if it wasn't for this incident, he probably.
It's a few other things.
Oh, okay.
And the manager, I was watching the Japanese the news.
Well, because I know he's been in trouble because like the whole thing when he went to Mongolia.
Yeah. He's done quite a few things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's like it's not one thing but several things. But even then, when you put them all together, it's not. To me, like I get again compared to sports stars in other countries, especially America, what he's done has been pretty minor. You know? And I mean, he's a Yokozuna. Come on.
It's a pretty bizarre country when it comes to celebrities. Everyone knows about the SMAP member last year. Got drunk, went out in the park, took his clothes off, didn't hurt anybody.
Nope.
but suddenly he's banned from TV for 6 months. Or Noripi, the girl who did ecstasy in a bar or something. Oh my God! You know, she's a pop star, and so
and
suddenly
like, in our country, Lindsay Lohan and all these, you know, are still running around and
people drive drunk, driving, killing their ex-wives. And,
we live for that kind of celebrity gossip.
Completely different.
We expect it from our celebrities.
But it's still hypocritical because Noripi, when after her big scandal, all her CDs went. People were buying them like crazy. You couldn't buy them. You know, they're sold out everywhere. So who knows what's going to happen with Asashoryu? I mean, these guys make a lot of money. He's probably got quite a bit stored away. You know, but sumo is not. It doesn't have a squeaky clean image anyway. There's been for years. There's been there's been accusations of fixed matches.
But
nothing's really been proven.
One of the things though, in Asashoryu's defense, a lot of people said that Asashoryu kind of brought attention back to sumo.
Right, that's true.
Sumo attendance and sumo attention to sumo had been kind of dropping.
Well, you came late. I was here in the old days with Wakano, which Chiyo no Fuji. Chiyo no Fuji was he was like the Superman of sumo. They had rumors that when they tried to give him an injection, the needle would break off in his arm because he was so strong. He was so amazingly muscular. He lost a match to Takanohana. And those Takahana, I think was originally it was Takanohana or Takanohana. I forgot which is which, but he changed his name later. But anyway, then he retired, and the Takahana Wakahana brothers became powerful. Konishiki was big in those days. Akebono was big in those days.
That in more ways than one. Yeah.
Well, those days were big for sumo.
Yeah.
Everyone was watching. There was big scandals of Konishiki not becoming Yokozuna because he was a foreigner. But then it all died down, and people kind of lost interest. And Asashoryu brought that back.
And it's kind of
with his bad boy image. Right?
So it's kind of like it's almost like the Sumo Federation. They're killing their golden goose in a way. You know, think about it, because like you're right, Asashoryu brought back the attention and brought back money for them. You know, and
attendance was up.
Yeah.
But now it's I don't know what's going to happen now, but that's a big deal in Japan. This is big news. This is headline news everywhere. As soon as this happened, the Chunichi Shimbun, the local, do you have Chunichi there, right? In Tokyo? Chunichi Direct? No, that's in a web paper. But Chunichi Shimbun put a big poster on their, which I'll put at the end of this video. They put a big poster on their building saying, "Hey, big news!" So when stuff like this happens, sometimes they hand out flyers like latest news, like breaking news. But in this case, it wasn't that big. So
I can imagine, and when sumo wrestlers retire, they do a retirement ceremony. Where they do a hair cutting ceremony of their and I imagine this one is going to be sold out very quickly.
Oh really? What's it going to be?
I have no idea because I just found out he was retiring about 5 minutes ago. You
can buy tickets to that.
Oh yeah.
A retirement ceremony. You don't get a gold watch. You get your hair cut off.
Now I wonder if
when you retire, you have to give up your name.
I think so. Yeah.
Very rarely will sumo wrestler be allowed to keep his name.
Argonauts.
Jason, I hope he does a video about this, and maybe we can link to it, or he can link to us, whatever.
I wonder if he will come to wherever they do the retirement, because the next Sumo Bash show is going to be in Osaka, so close to your neighborhood, in March. So they might do I'm not sure if they do the retirement ceremony during the Bash show, or is it a separate one? I have to check. So Jason would be the one.
Jason will know.
But if they do it separately, then it might be in Tokyo. And I hope I can go to that one.
Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know anything else about this except this is kind of what's occupying the news right now in Japan.
Latest in Japan news.
Another small scandal regarding sumo is that Takanohana was elevated. Well, he became a member of the sumo board or something, and he had some. Apparently, he was going to give Asashoryu some harsh words regarding his behavior. Was the latest I heard in the yesterday morning news, and then yesterday evening he had retired. So maybe actually that has something to do with it. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep.
Ronan Dave, go check out his channel.
See you.
And I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so the addendums are that apparently they were going to force Asashoryu. These are all theories, okay? They were going to force Asashoryu to quit, basically fire him, kick him out of the whole thing. if that had happened, he would have lost his pension and everything, which apparently comes to about $5 million, from what I hear. So there was kind of a preemptive decision to preemptively, well, he struck first. Well, he decided to quit to save his money. And when you quit sumo, you get a couple payoffs. So one of them is because you're Yokozuna, you get a certain amount of money, which is pretty substantial amount of money. Nothing like baseball players in America. Other things to remember is that regarding this is a lot of people do think that it's kind of this is good news and bad news. Some Japanese will say that Asashoryu did not. It was race, okay? He's a Mongolian and they don't have dignity. And I actually had an interesting conversation with a student. He said he could not be a good Yokozuna, a sumo wrestler, because he did not have the dignity of a sumo wrestler. He did not understand. And it's because he's a foreigner. And I said, it's because he's a foreigner? He said, yes. I said, well, what do you think of Hakuho? Now, Hakuho is the other sumo wrestler who's also Mongolian. And when Asashoryu quit, Hakuho, apparently from what I hear, he shed tears. And this gained him a lot of favor in the eyes of Japanese. They were like, oh, wow, did you see he cried? So his stock went up, right? So I asked him, well, what do you think of Hakuho? And he said, oh, Hakuho has dignity, even though he's also Mongolian. So, in short, I guess Japanese will blame you. If you're a jerk, Japanese will try to see it as, well, it's because you're a foreigner. But if you're not a jerk, they'll overlook it. So don't be a jerk, and the race thing won't be a problem. But anyway, and I saw in the news this morning that Asashoryu is now in Hawaii, and other reports, but they can't find him. They're going around asking in bad English, have you seen a big fat sumo wrestler? No. And he might be in Vancouver. And they also went to, on TV, they went to Mongolia to interview all these, Mongolian people and say, what do you think? What do you think? And they're like, oh, it wasn't personal. It's a problem between Mongolia and Japan. This is various different opinions. And, the Japanese people, they couldn't take a Mongolian succeeding in their country, and that's why they quit. They asked kids, and the kids said, oh, he shouldn't quit. We wanted him to stay. And then they looked at some headlines in Mongolia, and it said, things like Asashoryu quit just as the Japanese wanted him to, or Japanese gave Asashoryu sleeping pills to make him perform. Maybe it had to do with the fact that he couldn't remember anything after his drunken bout. Anyway, I don't know, but it's kind of an interesting story, and I'm watching TV now every morning. That just for Japanese practice, kind of interesting. So I might start reporting on what I see on the news. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and see you all soon. Bye.